What's happening? What's going on? I hope everybody's doing all right today. My thing is, what are we doing? What are we doing out here in this world today? What's going on with our people, man? What I don't understand is how so many people can just jump on the bandwagon without looking at the evidence of what's going on in the world, or everybody just pointing the finger. Everybody just pointing the finger. Everybody's pointing the finger. Nobody's doing their homework. Nobody's trying to figure out what's what, how we doing this. But people are just so easy to just jump on and point the finger. Now I understand that these men did some very allegedly did some terrible things. You know what I mean? Um, and you know, like I said before, if they guilty, they did anything, you know what I mean? Then so then they gotta pay the piper. My thing is this: nobody's looking at what happened with Michael Jackson. Nobody. They're not looking at uh why they did Michael Jackson the way they did him. And the reason why they did Michael Jackson like that, because Michael Jackson was smarter than them. He beat them at their own game. You understand? He got the mat. He had the masters in uh, the Beatles catalog, and he owned. He was 50-50 party partner with Sony, EMI. So he outsmarted the Caucasian people. They couldn't stand for that. They could not stand for that. They wasn't going to let that happen. How did this black kid from Gary, Indiana come and surpass us and take what's ours? We invented this monopoly in this game. So how did he surpass us and get us from trick us out of the Beatles catalog? You know what I mean? And that pissed Paul McCartney off. You understand? So you cannot blame a person for being on their toes doing business, which was a straight power move. Mike made some very, very powerful moves, like Diddy did, like Jay-Z did. And in them, understand this, in them boardrooms and on Park Avenue, Lexington Avenue, Wall Street, all of that. I grew up around this stuff. I've been there. I worked there. I worked on Wall Street. I worked on Fifth Avenue and 57th Street. I mean, I worked at J.P. Morgan Chase on 57th and H. All of this. So I know that these in these boardrooms, you got to be a wolf. You got to be a wolf. Because as soon as you already got a bullseye on your back, as soon as you walk in the building, you haven't even made it to your floor yet. But because you're a colored man, you already got a bullseye on your back. You already got a bullseye on your back. But for these two brothers to go in these rooms and be the wolves that they are, nobody's looking at why. Why are they trying to destroy these people's lives? Now I listened to this lady last night, Miss Queen. I like your show, Miss Queen. You say positive things and you say crazy stuff too. But my thing is that um, you have to follow the evidence. We've been convicted too many times. We got too many of us in prison now that's innocent. You understand? That been put in prison because of our skin color, because uh, the cops didn't like your older brother, so he's passed away. So they, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna pass it down to you. They just voluntarily put it on you, and all kind of stuff. I seen this, growing up in New York. I seen this cops just coming in, got a chip on their shoulder as soon as they come out the academy, come in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They look at us like we guinea pigs and just jump and have no kind of self-control, no anger. I mean, got anger issues. And the first day they on the strip, you bump heads with the cat, and the cat, first thing they do is want to slap you up and jump on you and all this other crazy shit, man. You know what I mean? That's hey, I've seen it all. I've seen it all growing up in the streets of New York. But my thing is this. We're not following the evidence. We're not listening. We're not paying attention. It's not enough of us paying attention. If this was to happen back during Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and uh, um, 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 uh, Mr. Mr. Lewis, um, uh, Hosea Williams. If this was back in their time and one of them guys got pulled into a situation like this, man, they would band together and show unity and go down there and support our people, regardless if they was innocent or guilty. They would go, because 9 times out of 10 they was innocent. Because you gotta remember, back in them times, it wasn't anything for a Caucasian woman to sit there and say, "Hey, that man, he rubbed me. That black man did this or he did that." How many of us was lynched because of that? Like Lake Lanier. Now, Lake Lanier was a promising reason why so many people pass away at Lake Lanier every year is because it's haunted. Because them people did not do right by them people up there. Them people went up there and flooded that land and took that land from them colored people up there. And it all started by a Caucasian lady saying the man felt on her. And they went up there with a lynch mob and strung them 3 men up there and took all that land from them farmers up there, them colored farmers up there, took all their land and flooded Lake Lanier, turned it into a lake, built a dam and turned it into a lake. So that ground up there is haunted because of that. People don't believe it, but it is. That's why every year so many people, they can't find them when they fall off the jet skis and all this. People just disappear at Lake Lanier. People don't understand why. Why? It's because what they did. God don't like ugly. Them people did ugly. They didn't do right by them people, man. They didn't do right by them people. Let me explain this first. I understand that artistic, forgive me, Jesus, but artistic, I understand if you know what I'm saying, that's a handicap. I understand that. But that is something that you're born with. You cannot be born normal and then turn into an artistic person. I never seen that. Never heard of it before. You're born with it. You're not born normal, and then when you get 16, 17, or you bump your head, now all of a sudden you're autistic. It don't work like that. If you have if you're born normal, then you have a head trauma, and then you messed up. You mentally, you mentally messed up because that's something that you didn't do right. So you had an accident. But you can't be born normal and then turn autistic. It just don't happen that way. I never seen it. I could be wrong, but I never seen it. You understand? And my thing is, if you're 13, this got a big thing with me. If you're 13 years old, how did your parents not know that you left the house and was gone, and your daddy had to drive 5 hours to New York City to pick you up from the country? That's like living on Long Island, at the end of Long Island, Montauk Point or Riverhead. Montauk Point or Riverhead, something like that. It don't take 5 hours to get from the end of Long Island to Manhattan. Take maybe 2 hours, if that. Unless it's traffic, rush hour. You know what I mean? Then you're on the LIE, the LIE or Northern State or Southern State, depending on what part of New York you're going to. You're going to Brooklyn, you're on Southern State. You're going to the Bronx, you're on Northern State. Throgs Neck, Whitestone, then that's a whole different thing. But to me, if she's handicapped, that means they say, like Tisa tells, she says, because she's saying she's autistic, she's allowed to have her dates in this mixed up in. So what you're telling me is that she can choose a date and year when it happened. So she said it happened in 2000. So she could change it from 2000 to 2005 or 2006. I'm confused. What are you saying? She could change the goalposts on the field? Because that's what it seems like. Tisa tells saying, you know what I mean? Because she got a handicap, you know what I mean? She should be allowed some grace, this, that, and the third. No, you allow what the law allows. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And they in certain places, they stretch the law to fit their situation. They are not allowed to fit they what they want them to fit. And we're not doing anything to change that, And this whole situation is ugly. But people are not looking at these two men they got girls. They got daughters. You understand what I'm saying? And my thing is karma is a mug. Karma is mug. What goes around comes around. So if you poison the water, now you got to be on extra P's and Q's. Now you got to really teach your kids security and how to really be damn near on point so much that they damn near be paranoid. They're not gonna want to leave the house. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's too much bad blood in the water right now. They can't, you know what I'm saying? They messing it up for these kids. These kids can't have a normal life now because of this situation. Especially the little girls. How they gonna have a normal life now? You got all these piranhas and sharks out here, you know what I'm saying, waiting to try something stupid. And they need security 24/7, man, because these sick, crazy people out here. People don't listen, man. People don't follow the evidence. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, pointing their fingers at this man and saying this and saying that and saying him and fuck. Man, the man was making music. I understand it. The man was making music with the girl. That's all he was doing, was making music with the girl, picking her up from school to get her to the studio, and everybody come up with this. Is there any kind of evidence that these people were kissing or holding hands? Did anybody got any evidence of these people coming out of a hotel room? Is there any of that shit floating around on the internet? There isn't. There isn't. Everything is made up. If you look at these titles, oh, Foxy Brown comes clean. Foxy Brown says this. The girl ain't said nothing. But people love, misery loves company. You know what I'm saying? And these people ain't understanding that these adults got children, little ones. Now, if their kids were grown, then that's something different. But their kids ain't grown. You understand what I'm saying? Their kids ain't grown. So, you know, people out there saying all this crazy shit, man. And you know what I'm saying? Not thinking about the father and the mother. You know what I'm saying? That's straight hatred. And the sad part about it is the people that's keeping this shit going got their own kids, and instead of them worrying about what their kids is doing and what's going on in their household, they on the phone talking with their girlfriend and their sister and this one and that one, or the lady upstairs on the next floor in the building. Oh, girl, you know what I'm saying? Hood shit, ratchet shit. Get a goddamn life, man. Get a life, man. You sitting here with the you know, with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how people just take an inch and turn it into a yard and run with it, not knowing the whole story, not following the evidence. And look how many of us is in prison to this day because we did not people didn't follow the evidence. They just locked us up and threw us away the key like we were animals or something. You know what I mean? Shit that don't add up. Stuff that don't make any sense. Nobody is, because that means your husband, when he leaves to go to work in the morning, he can go inside a Quick Trip or inside the gas station or Hess or BP or Sunoco or whatever, a gas station to get him a coffee and a donut or something in the morning, and it could be his number. And a Caucasian lady say he bumped into her. Man ain't never been in trouble a day in his life, but because this lady said that this man did something to her, now he's going to be locked up in jail. And if it was back in the 1800s, 1860s, 1870s, 1880, then, well, you already know what the outcome's going to be. There was no safe place for a black man that was accused of rape or any one of these kind of charges. There was no safe place, no safe haven for him. You was getting lynched. It's just on when you was going to get lynched, but it was going to go down. You was not going to see you wasn't going to see the end. You wasn't going to see your next birthday. It wasn't going to happen. It definitely wasn't happening. And right now, because of this Me Too movement, you're allowing these people, instead of investigating for all the evidence, you understand? You are saying that these men are guilty. But I knew as soon as that 1-800 number came up, I said, oh man, they just opened up a can of whole nother drama. Whole lot of drama. Now I've been sitting here watching all week long. All week I've been watching Miss Danny call that lawyer Bugsby's office and play like Jagger Wright. I watched this shit. I watched these people play with this man's line, and it is crazy. The shit that grown people are doing right now is oh my God. I'm sitting here watching this shit. These are grown people calling the lawyer's office, playing like they one another. And this shit is so crazy, man. I'm like, are you serious? They're calling Mr. Busby's office and Mr. What's-His-Name's office acting like they each other. Oh, yo, well, this. I'm calling about the Sean Diddy case. I'm calling about the Sean Carter case. Boom. Because this one say that he raped me, and this one, I'm like, whoa, this is really crazy. How these people just, and they think it's entertaining to them. Not knowing that, yo, these people will, your ass will be getting extradited down in Texas, man. You understand what I'm saying? But these people are sitting here playing on the phone like little kids. You understand? Where do you do that at? And this is our people, cousins, sisters, our people doing this shit, man. We are making a mockery. We are looking crazy as hell out here. Man, these Caucasian people are having a field day with us. They are laughing their ass off, talking about, man, YouTube is so funny now because there's so many haters on this shit. There's so many haters on here. It is so many haters on here. It is crazy. And I sit here and I listen and watch how one another talk about one another. 1 minute they friends, 1 minute they on each other's podcast. Then by the end of the week, I don't fuck with that bitch no more. I don't fuck. I'm like, whoa, what happened? The only thing you got to do is say, hey, same time, same channel, because it's gonna be a continuation. And whatever you do, whatever you miss, it'll be recorded. It'll be there for you the next day. Bust to believe that shit, you ain't gonna miss a goddamn beat fucking with this computer. I can promise you that. It ain't gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? But this is so outrageous, man. And you will let Charleston White get on here and say the craziest shit with no repercussions? Man, I don't know what's going on. For real, for real. You understand what I'm saying? You can let Charleston White, Jaguar Wright, Storm Monroe, Miss Danny, Miss Queen Shakur, the Pink Rabbit, the white girl, and there's a couple more. White 100's homeboy, the white boy over there. White got on his ass the other day talking about Joe. He got on him yesterday about he needed to report more of his kind of news that's happening in his neighborhood. He's like, my neighborhood don't have no news. It's boring. He says, yeah, you want to stay all up in the black business and shit, you know what I'm saying? But yo, you need to slow down with that, cause this, that, and the third. But dude didn't take heed to what Wack was saying, but he'll come around. Somebody go outside his motherfucking Abdul Lagadam, his cranium. He'll figure it out. When they hit him in the back of that motherfucker, his mud pie, he'll figure it out. For real, for real. I don't understand though. But our people, it's crazy. This is crazy, man. You know what I mean? You can make an accusation and everybody will jump on the bandwagon. Everybody will jump on the bandwagon and say you're guilty and don't even know the whole true facts. Don't have no clue how true the story is. No clue. Tasha K. She says some crazy, outrageous shit. No. But she gets on back because he says she's bringing the news. She's bringing the tea. You know what I mean? And some stuff is just really should be left unsaid. Once it's said, let it be. No sense on repeating it again. You know what I mean? Because them folks, they they got kids, man. They got kids. Nobody's thinking about the children. Nobody's thinking about the children. Nobody's thinking about the children. None whatsoever. And that's just crazy, man. They just it's sad. Look at Emmett Till, man. Look at Emmett Till, man. That lady lied on Emmett Till. Emmett Till was a little boy. White lady lied on a little boy. And look what happened. We don't know the full story behind all of this chaos that's going on. But nobody's listening to the evidence. Nobody's listening to the evidence. Nobody. If it don't fit your agenda, they don't want to hear it. Like I'm sitting here talking to y'all, ain't got nobody stop and say hello, nobody say nothing. 27 minutes, I've been seeing them running my gears. Nothing. You know what I mean? If it don't fit your agenda, they don't want to be bothered. What kind of shit is that, man? You know what I'm saying? If it don't fit your agenda, they don't want to be bothered. That's just the way it is. And it's straight bullshit. It's straight bullshit. They want to hear these girls, and we don't know if these girls is telling the truth. And everybody that opens up their mouth and say that, I look at them side-eye because this is something very serious that they're making accusations about. This is very, very serious. Very serious. You understand what I'm saying? And these are lawsuits. These are lawsuits. These people, 40 people, 20 people, these are lawsuits. These are not prosecution cases. These are lawsuits. These people are not thinking about prosecution. These people are thinking about money. What does that tell you? All cases that they got are not prosecution cases. They are they they're not prosecution cases. They're what's the name cases. They're shit. I forgot that quick. They are they're not prosecution cases. They're civil cases. They're civil cases. They don't want to prosecute. They want him to stay out of jail for them to get paid. They want him to stay out of jail for him to get paid because if they wanted him to stay in jail, then they would write up a statement for the police. But no, they go see a lawyer because they want money. They're looking at money. See, that's greed. That's money. So if it's money behind the madness, what make you think that these people are telling the truth, man? That's all they looking for. They want the bag. They want the bag. They want the bag. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't agree on some of the tactics that Diddy used because he could have picked his favorites, you know what I'm saying, and made sure that, you know what I'm saying, they were squared away. You know, the only one that I know that was squared away that I can see is Mary J. Blige. That one, you know what I'm saying? She's still in the game. She's still on top of her game. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only artist I know of his that you know what I'm saying, that is still financially good. I don't know any everybody else is, you know what I'm saying, they pockets is collecting rent. You know what I mean? So I mean, but you can't fault the man on his business skills. You can't fault him on his business skills. When I worked for him, shit, I got paid good. You know what I'm saying? And I worked at the restaurant down at Justin's. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I was running two restaurants. I was running that one in the evening time, and I was over at Chelsea's Brewery during the daytime. Me, Chris, and Magic Mike from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shit, I didn't have no complaints. But my thing is, um, to me, if you put up a 1-800 number, that means you don't have nothing. If you're going to the public like that, that's like asking, because you gotta look, when they put up a 1-800 number for a murder, what happened? Nothing. So now, if they can't, all these people calling in for Diddy, but when somebody gets hurt, a kid be missing, and they put a 1-800 number up, why people don't call? Why they don't call about these kids missing and this, that, and the third? But they sure enough could call Diddy for Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way for that man to have done what they're saying. I don't care what you say. There's no way for that to happen. No way. He might have his hand guilty of a couple. You know what I'm saying? But 200-300, nah, man. Ain't that much. Ain't that much. Ain't that much in the world. For real. For real. For real. For real. It ain't that much for in the world, man. And you can have any woman you want to in the world. Shit. And half these chicks that's coming out the woodwork look like shit on a stick. You saying, I mean, these some ugly, I'm talking about these some ugly motherfuckers that's coming out talking about he did this. And then the one dude, oh my God, the one dude that said that he got hit up in a vehicle. Look, man, I'm 6'5". I don't care if I'm in a Suburban. Ain't no way I can hit something like in a vehicle. And they got room. Escalade's got room. It ain't no way for him to take this nigga's ass. I don't care what anybody say. It's hard for me to it ain't no room. It ain't no room. You that much of a weakling. You couldn't, man. Come on, man. Some of these stories are just outrageous. Some of these stories is, I mean, they are too far fetched. Too far. I don't care what anybody say. Too far fetched. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. I feel bad for him. I apologize if I offended someone, even though there ain't nobody out there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? They just openly. That man had a back on that man. The man that said that he got uh taken advantage of in the vehicle. Um, he had something wrapping his head up yesterday for his identity, but it's um it just amazed me. It just amazed me how that can somebody just somebody just somebody just did that. Just somebody just did that. Somebody just did that. How you know what I'm saying? Somebody just took somebody's manhood with no problem. No problem whatsoever. How did you do that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just these stories. I mean, they make good for some, old time uh, warrior story. But you sit there you 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 look at it, you listen to it, and you try to you look at you draw a picture in your head of the location where it was at. You know what I'm saying? And then you try to figure out could this, you know what I mean? Because in a vehicle, how you gonna be comfortable? You can't be comfortable. Where, how? If the dude is knocked out and he's on, you know what I'm saying? How could he take what you say he took in a vehicle? How? Because if you are knocked out, you dead weight. You dead weight. In a vehicle. That means he's got to move your body to the right position to get comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? So that's too much work. There's no way that nigga wanted you that bad for him to go through all of that trials and tribulations to get behind you. I can't see that. That don't pass the smell test. That don't pass the smell test. Any street cat would tell you that don't pass the smell test. Ray Charles, he blind as shit. Stevie Wonder too. You ain't gonna pass the smell. That shit don't pass the smell test, man. Come on. It don't pass the smell test. But you got enough people out here that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to think that, hey, it'll pass. You know what I'm saying? But it don't pass my smell test. I promise you that. For real, for real. That's crazy, man. I thought we were better than that. I thought we were smarter than that. I thought we didn't follow the leader. But everybody's following each other and they're gonna follow each other right off a cliff. For real. That don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense whatsoever. It don't make no sense. How can we believe anything like that, man, with no evidence? Where's the evidence, man? Come on, people. Where's the evidence? The evidence is supposed to show you that once when you show the evidence has got to show that he's guilty. If there's no evidence showing that he's guilty, how can you prosecute? How? Tell me, explain that to me. There's no rape kit. Your daddy said he would have remembered if that's something like that happened. That is trauma. That's trauma for the child and the daddy. And it's more trauma for the daddy if the kid is handicapped. And ain't no way in hell I'm going, my daughter and drive 5 hours back up there, and this happened to her, and she's handicapped. I would have been spending the night in Rikers Island. I would have been in prison. I would have been starting my bid right then and there. I would have been in the Bing or C-71, C-72. I would have been somewhere, but it wouldn't have been home. I wouldn't have been going back up north. I can promise you that. I promise you that. I would have been on my way to the island. Promise you that, or to the tomb somewhere. But I would have fought for my daughter that night. I promise you that. That's one night it would have went down in history. Everybody would have knew about that night. Promise you that. Because you're taking advantage of a child that's mentally challenged. No, man, you don't get no. But then you can't come back 20-something years later. And to me, it don't sound like. To me, it don't sound. How's it get from Rochester to Alabama? Go figure. She was growing up in Rochester, so how she get to move to Alabama? I don't understand. How she end up from New York and Rochester, up in the mountains, up north, all the way down to Alabama? She don't sound like she's got issues. Does she sound like she got issues to you? She don't to me. She sounds she got good common sense. For real, for real. She got good common sense. You know what I mean? Seems like she trying to run an okie doke. Trying to run an okie doke on the people out here. You know what I mean? And that's not cool. Our court system is supposed to be designed for the real criminals, not for dumbness. You understand what I'm saying? If something bad happened, then all means prosecute to the fullest. Prosecute to the fullest. But I promise you, if it was my daughter, she would call me at that time in the morning. I'm not leaving home I'm not coming down empty-handed. I can promise you that. I'm gonna get me a butter knife or a bottle. Something. I'm gonna load up on ammo. I'm gonna do something. I promise you. But I'm not coming empty-handed. Promise you that. We gonna go to war that night. Yeah, we gonna go to war that night. You know what I mean? You put your hands on my baby? No. You know what I'm saying? It's finna go down. It's finna go down. It's gonna go down. You know? But we are not doing what we're supposed to do, people. We are just jumping on the bandwagon and not focusing on the right and wrong things. Now, she was a child, then we all were children at one point in time in our lives. But she was a child, and I feel very bad for her. It's very sad. You know what I'm saying? But now we all have kids. If we're blessed to have children and grandchildren or nieces, nephews, so be it. You know, we have to protect our ladies better. We need to stop abusing them even more. You know what I mean? But somewhere we need to get it together. We need to We need to try to fix this, man. For real, for real. We need to fix this. You know, I just don't. I don't understand why is it so hard for us to sort out the good from the bad. You know, I wish I had somebody that could help me with this because I'm really trying to figure out. I'm trying to so I could pull up um, videos and commentate on them, but it's hard for me to do that because I'm still trying to learn how to do this. And I wish I had somebody that could help me with this, but I don't. I don't got nobody in the chat room, no nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody even like that. Just one video, just one something. I'm just a old black. I don't know. You know what I mean? I never seen so many selfish folks in my life, man. Even if I don't watch a video, I still like it. I like it and keep it moving. You know what I mean? I like it because you need to, your algorithms and stuff. Have it freeze. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure this out as I go as I go as I play with this thing. Yeah, see, I'm trying to play with this. No views, none whatsoever. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. None whatsoever, man. Our own people, man. We don't support each other, man. We don't support each other at all. I don't understand why we don't support one another. Help one another. You know? Why is Yeah, this is crazy, man. I wish I had somebody that could show me how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying my hardest to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Uh, but it's it amazes me. Like I say, everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. Everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. Now they going for Aaron Hall. They coming for Aaron. They come for Aaron Hall now. Crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm finna get off this thing. Don't nobody want to hear from old man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep following them crazy ass people out here, not, you know what I mean? I'm trying to show y'all something, but y'all gonna follow them right off the cliff. Right off the cliff. You know, the evidence. Nobody wants to hear about the evidence. Everybody want to just say that that he's guilty, like R. Kelly's guilty. You know what I'm saying? And they did something to R. Kelly. That's double jeopardy. He was already tried for that. He was already on trial for them charges, and they recharged him again in a federal court. Under the Mann Act. And the Mann Act was designed for Jack Johnson, the very first heavyweight boxer of the world back in 1902, 1903. To keep him from going over state lines up there in Chicago, Milwaukee, and stuff like that, taking the white prostitutes over the state line. So the way they got him was he married a white lady, but she was a hooker. And he took her over the state line. Do you know they charged him with pimping and pandering and all that other stuff, and that was his wife? That was his wife, but you couldn't marry a Caucasian woman back in them days. That was against the law too. You understand what I'm saying? People ain't looking for some reason. They don't want us colored folks to have generational wealth. They want us to not have anything, to not leave our family anything. You understand? Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, uh, um, the guitarist from the late 60s, early 70s, Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix. His son should be living off his royalties. His father died broke. His father, the record company wasn't paying his. Anytime you die, all your assets go to your next of kin. If it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. If your sister or your brother's living, you understand what I'm saying? If you don't have a will, it goes directly to your mother and your father. Them are the people that gets all your stuff when you pass away. If your mother and father's not living, then it goes to your brother and your sister. If it's not going to your brother and sister and you don't have no kids, it goes to their kids, to the oldest one. You understand what I'm saying? Whoever's the oldest out of the nieces and the nephews, that's the one that it goes to. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to have a will. That's why it's important to take care of your health. That's why it's important to go to the doctor. You know what I mean? And us as colored men, we don't like going to the doctor. I know I don't. But you got to go to make sure you're healthy. You got to go to make sure that you. I mean, don't nobody want to know when they checking out. Nobody wants to know when they're checking out. I know I don't want to know when I'm checking out, but at least you have an idea when your expiration ticket's coming if you go to the doctor. So you know what I'm saying? That's why boys and girls, you need to go and get your JJ checked, and the men, you need to get your nut sacks checked. You know what I mean? Let the doctor finger your booty to make sure your prostate is good. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Because there's too many of us out here that's passing away. There's too many of us having heart attacks at a young age. You know what I mean? And checking out. For real, for real. You know what I mean? You need to make your peace with the man upstairs. If you're in your 50s, you need to make your peace with your man upstairs and get your thoughts together, get your mind right. You shouldn't be in the street. You're 50 years old, you're late 40s. You shouldn't be in the street. You should be in the house with your grown-up children and your baby mama or your old lady, one or two. But you ain't supposed to be in the street, man. If you 50, 60 years old and you still in the street, you ain't gonna, if you ain't catch it by now, you ain't gonna catch it. If you ain't caught it by the time you hit 40, you ain't gonna catch it. It's over with. It's done. Now they just looking at you as an old ass nigga on the corner taking up space. That's it. That's all you is. Stay out the way for these young cats, man. Let them do their thing, man. You know what I mean? You live longer unless you got a suicide ticket on your back. But stay out their way. Just move out their way, man. Cause you think you still got them. You still think you got them hands. Shit. You see how Mike was stumbling around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't let loose the way he wanted to. You know what I mean? But hey, so just be careful out here in the streets. Be very careful because if you in the streets, like I say, you in the streets and you still in the streets at 50, 60 years old, you ain't catch it yet. You ain't gonna catch it. You know what I mean? So keep playing your lottery tickets. Keep doing what you're doing. But get your ass out the street because these young kids will run you over. They will run you over. I'm telling you. Stay out their way. Stay out their way. If you know what I mean? If you smart, and then if you still the worker and not the boss, yeah, you need to come out the street for sure. You definitely your hustle game is backwards as hell. You done. You done. You cook. It's over with. You can forget about it. Cause your expiration date is right around the corner. For real. You need to find you a nice chick. And if you ain't got married, get married and call it a day. But make sure she's the right chick. You know what I mean? For real. We need to stop jumping on the bandwagon, convicting our people, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to. This is just crazy, man. It's crazy. It ain't making sense. It ain't making sense, man. It ain't making sense whatsoever. I'm looking at this Mobb Deep Prodigy. He talking about he had Beyonce first. You know what I mean? Yo, fellas, you gotta understand, man. A woman had a life before you came into her life. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get her when she was, you know what I mean? She was a spring, you know, she might have been a little filly or something. But yo, you gotta remember, you know what I'm saying? She had a life before you. You know what I'm saying? So Beyonce had a life before Jay-Z. Okay, cool. That don't give a nigga a right to go and kill another man. You know what I'm saying? Sex tape or no sex tape. You know what I mean? You don't, it's not a right. You know what I'm saying? It's your right to walk away from the situation. If you don't want to deal with the burden of that proof that there's something out there on her, then you know what I'm saying? You need to pack your bags and bounce. But you don't kill nobody, you know what I'm saying? The only time you do something like that is when they fool with your kids, fool with your mama, your sister, or your wife, or your big mama. Anybody say anything to your big mom off the rip, it ain't no question, ain't no talking, it ain't. If Big Mama call you, ain't because Big Mama ain't gonna call you for nothing. First of all, she ain't gonna get it. I promise you, because her pride is already in the way of her even calling you. But if Big Mama call you, and somebody said that someday, it's all bets is off. You ain't no talking, ain't no coming back, and ain't nothing. I don't want to hear your side of the story. It ain't nothing to talk about because you should have thought about that before my big mama died my number. So you got to get it just if you drop the leaf on the ground and she was mad because she dropped the leaf. If you didn't pick it up and she called me, you're going to get it just because of that. You're going to get it because of that. But you're going to get it. You definitely going to get it. And she called me upset. Promise you that. You're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we need to and then look, Shaquille O'Neal was kicked out of a racist hotel. So if Shaq gets kicked out of a hotel, what that tell you, man? That don't mean nothing for us. We just ordinary Joe Schmoes. Come on, man. People, get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. Now Matthew Cox got he be having some straight G's on his show. He be having some real good people on his podcast. Matthew Cox, he do. And Boss Talk, they be having some live people on his podcast. Just OG Pyru, just sometimes he just gets stuck. His words get stuck. You know, his words get stuck. Sometimes he just talk too fast. You know, it's like his brain can't catch up with his words. Anyway, I've been on here an hour and 5 minutes, man. I ain't had one visitor come by and just say, F you, Vic, nothing. Ain't nobody even say nothing to me, man. Ain't even give me a thumbs up or nothing. That's sad, man. That's sad. Well, keep on trying. That's all I can say is, Vic, keep trying. But ladies and gentlemen, for real, y'all need to, look at the evidence, man. I feel bad for the young lady. I feel very bad for her, but you can't if it's they need to find out when was she born slow, or she's saying that because of her head injury That's why she's slow now. Is that it? I mean, so many questions that's unanswered, man, and people not paying attention just want to jump here and jump there and come on, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All right. Love you, love. Have a good one. Peace out. Love is love. Love is love is love is love.